From stories across the world to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. A very good evening to you. I'm Nitya Delivera.
Hello there, good evening. I'm Nikat Karunaratne. We'll start off by taking a look at tonight's top stories. Rashad Badiuddin and his brother have been arrested on charges of assisting the Easter attack. They are being interrogated for 72 hours. Travel restrictions on several more areas. The Mahasangh says that the country must go forward commercially without being stranded. The government guarantees that there will not be a gas shortage nor a price increase. Corona death toll increases rapidly in India due to oxygen shortage. Severe clashes reported at oxygen filling centres. A double century from Sri Lankan skipper Dimuth Karunaratne.
Now, in your top story this evening, police say parliamentarian Rashad Badiuddin and his brother, who were taken into custody at dawn today, will continue to be placed under detention and interrogation for a period of 72 hours. The Criminal Investigation Department has arrested them at their residences in Baudaluka Mawatha and Wellavatha in Colombo. The MP and his brother Riyaj Badiuddin have been accused of aiding and maintaining contacts with the suicide bombers engaged in a series of Easter Sunday bomb explosions. Police media spokesman DIG Ajit Rohana says that the two suspects have been arrested under the provisions of the Prevention of Terrorism Act based upon information and scientific evidence revealed at the investigations. Rashad Badiuddin was the Minister of Industries in the defeated government of Good Governance. During his tenure, the Industrial Development Board was under his charge. Badiuddin has been accused of releasing unrestricted quantities of copper from the IDB to a copper manufacturing outlet in Valampitia, which was suspected to have processed explosives for the April 21st terror attack. He was also charged over utilizing vehicles of the Satos Institute under his command for terrorist activities. Mr. Sarath Vijasekara said that evidence has been established the fact that funds were provided to the suicide bombers while keeping them as close contacts. 8 sets of the printed documents pertaining to incidents of the Easter attack have been presented to the Attorney General. The Minister further said that as a result of the revelations in the investigations, it has remained possible to arrest the relevant suspects. Police media spokesman DIG Ajit Rohana said that fact of extending assistance has been established through individual testimonies. This has been consolidated through scientific and technological evidence as well. The attention of investigators has been focused on bank accounts and financial transactions of the suspects. He further said that the suspects detained at the CID are being questioned continuously. A detention order has been obtained for interrogation of 72 hours according to the Special Act on Prevention of Terrorism. Further detention orders are to be obtained under Clause 9/1 of the PTA. Such an order would enable to detain the suspects for a period of 90 days. The police media spokesman and DIG also said that 697 suspects have already been taken into custody on numerous occasions. He added that the total number of arrests have increased to 702 with the apprehending of 3 more suspects in Kuliapiti and 2 more at dawn today. Out of this number, 202 persons have been remanded and 83 others are under the custody of the CID for further questioning.
The Mahasangh reiterates that the country must go forward commercially without being stranded in a single location. They have expressed their opinion at a meeting of the Buddhist Advisory Committee at the President's office yesterday. The meeting, presided over by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, was conducted for the 10th occasion. State Minister Ajit Nawad Cabral has made a lengthy clarification on the Colombo Port City project on this occasion. The Mahasangha has pointed out that Sri Lanka would secure further victories if it is possible to further expand the extent of the project area and open doors for new investments. It is more appropriate to rise as one nation rather than agitating against everything by spreading misconceptions. They have also expressed the need of fighting against false propaganda by enlightening the general public on the true situation regarding the project. The President has briefed the Mahasangha on the nature of the new COVID-19 variant. The committee appointed to investigate those who give false interpretations and spread fallacies on the Buddha's life, Tripitaka, and sacred places of Buddhist worship, and to provide relevant recommendations, has presented its proposals to the advisory committee. The Mahasangha has been requested to present their responses over the recommendations at the next committee session. The Mahasangha, who are members of the Buddhist Advisory Committee, State Minister Vidura Vikramanayaka and a group of government officials have attended the meeting.
Now, State Minister Professor Channa Jayasumana says COVID-19 is currently spreading rapidly as a new virus variant. Meanwhile, the National Operational Centre for the Prevention of the Spread of COVID-19 says that the Grama Nilarari division of Akiragoda in the Kalutara South Police Division has been isolated. Travel restrictions are being imposed in the Grama Niladari divisions of Mallavagedara Polhena and Polvatta in the Dulapitiya Medical Officer of Health Division. Nearly 300 PCR tests on close associates of COVID-19 persons and persons selected at random as well as 32 rapid antigen tests were conducted. The health divisions have also taken measures to impose travel restrictions in Ilukya in Dharaniyagala Medical Officer of the Health Division. 9 COVID patients have been detected in the area. PCR tests continue to be conducted on devotees arriving in the Anuradhapura sacred city. Chairman of the District Corona Control Committee and District Secretary Nuwara Nandana Galabura requests the general public to refrain from arriving in the Nuwara district. Another 826 COVID-19 patients were detected in the island today. 120 fully recovered patients have been discharged from hospitals. State Minister Professor Channa Jayasumana said that they are monitoring extremely closely and carefully the present situation. He added that they, on their part, will take the maximum measures to minimize the spread of the third wave on the instructions of the President. He added that they are expecting special cooperation from the general public in this regard. The statement also said that large numbers of people are arriving in Atamastani in Anuradhapura district guarding pleas of not to do so. This is an extremely unhealthy situation. The new variant is currently spreading, shows disease symptoms only after causing severe damage to the lungs. Therefore, extreme vigilance should be maintained at all times. He added that according to investigations conducted, the new virus variant is the same that had spread in Kent in Britain. The statement has also said that they are hoping to identify the exact nature of the new variant by Tuesday or Wednesday. The statement has also said that Sri Lanka will be receiving the Russian Sputnik vaccine shortly.
අපි හිතනවා ලබන අඟහරුවාද බදාද වෙනකොට නිශ්චිත වශයෙන්ම වෛරසය කුමක්ද වෛරස් ප්‍රභේදය මොකක්ද කියන එක අපිට හඳුනා ගන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි. එන්නත් කරන රුසියානු ස්පුට්නික් එන්නත තව දින කිහිපයකින් අපේ රටට ළඟා වෙනවා. එතකොට අපි එන්නත් කරණය දෙවන අදියර ආරම්භ කරන්න නියමිතයි ස්පුට්නික් එන්නතත් සමග.
The numbers of recoveries from COVID-19 has reached 94,155 with another 5,724 patients undergoing treatment. The Sri Lanka Railway Service requests the general public to follow maximum extent of health guidelines when travelling in trains. Director of the Lady Ridgeway Children's Hospital, Dr. P. Vijay Surya, informs patients and parents that they should not hesitate to bring to hospital their children who are suspected to be inflicted with the disease condition. The Department of Buddhist Affairs says that the guidance and instructions issued by the Ministry of Health should be implemented when conducting Dhamma schools. A media release issued by the department says that instructions of medical officers of health and public health inspectors should adhere to in relation to special conditions arising in respective areas. 5 COVID-19 related deaths have been reported from Nittambua, Pannipitiya, Vattala and Maharagama yesterday.
Chief Epidemiologist Dr. Sudat Samaravira has emphasized the need of following health guidelines by people belonging to all walks of life in society to prevent the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. He made these comments while addressing a press briefing held in Colombo today.
We have to, whether we like or not, we have to expect that in our country also cases might go up very soon and very rapidly. So with that, there is a very big responsibility to all of the people in the country to behave responsibly and safely and carefully to control the spread of COVID-19. The most essential thing at this time is not to come into the society, minimize the interaction with other people, stay at home as much as possible, and especially should not organize or participate in big events, gatherings, parties, any other social events, or should not, we know that this is a long weekend, having 3 holidays, people are glad to go on trips and go on sightseeing and to conduct separate different occasions, that different events, parties and other things. This is not suitable for that. We are requesting and we are pleading all the people stay at home, be responsible. EU, that is, Minister of Health has issued guidelines, not only that is sticking to the guideline, do the maximum that you can to prevent the COVID-19 spread. So that if somebody has to come to the society like that to buy the things for the home, only one person should come their home and do this thing. And also, if you have to come to the society, that you have to behave very responsibly, that you should strictly maintain the 1 meter distance, and also should wear a face mask properly and should maintain the hand hygiene very strictly. And also that if you are having any signs and symptoms of COVID-19 like fever, sore throat, cough, then chest pain, difficulty in breathing, that you should stay at home, seek medical advice, and if necessary do PCR or antigen test and rule out whether you are having COVID-19 or not. So this is very important. This is a very crucial moment to our country, that if all the people are not behaving responsibly, if we experience very high number of cases daily, it will be a very big burden to the health sector, so that the health sector will not be able to cope up in such a situation to treat not only COVID-19 patient but also to the other patients. Still that we are not late, that we can control this disease, that it is the responsibility, the contribution should come from the general public, that how they behave at this moment will decide what will be our future.
Now, in the meantime, top US health regulators said yesterday the country could immediately resume the use of Johnson & Johnson's COVID-19 vaccine.
The United States can immediately resume use of Johnson & Johnson's COVID-19 vaccine, top health regulators said on Friday. The announcement marks the end of a 10-day pause to investigate the vaccine's link to extremely rare but potentially fatal blood clots. Janet Woodcock is the acting FDA commissioner.
After a thorough review of all available data, the FDA and CDC have concluded that the possibility of this so-called thrombosis thrombocytopenia syndrome occurring is very low, but the investigation into the level of potential vaccination-related risk will continue to be ongoing. Together, both agencies have full confidence that this vaccine's known and potential benefits outweigh its known and potential risks in individuals 18 years of age and older.
Out of 8 million shots administered in the US, experts found 15 cases of blood clots. Women aged between 30 and 39 were found to be at the highest risk. The FDA said it would provide an updated fact sheet for vaccine recipients and providers warning of the risks. The US decision to resume use of the vaccine follows a similar one made by the European Medicines Agency, which on Tuesday said that the benefits of the J&J shot outweighed its risks. Unlike Pfizer and Moderna's vaccines, J&J's one is given in a single dose and can be stored at regular fridge temperatures. These features make it a better option for use in hard-to-reach areas. Johnson & Johnson has faced several other setbacks since its vaccine gained US emergency authorization in February, including drawing scrutiny over production shortfalls.
Now, in the meantime, Anunayaka of the Malvathu chapter, Venerable Dimbu Kumbure Vimaladhamma Thero says stern legislation should be brought to control the spread of the corona infection if the people do not follow protective health measures. A group including President of the All Ceylon Buddhist Congress, Nimal Vakshita, has met the Anunayaka Thera at the Malvathu Mahaviharya today. The updated Buddhist Rights Commission report was presented to the Anunayaka Thera at this occasion. The Anunayaka Thera reiterated the importance of people strictly adhering to health guidelines in the face of the corona pandemic.
State Minister Lasantha Lagiyavanna says there will not be any shortages or price increases in gas in the country. He said at a media briefing today that adequate quantities of gas prevail. State Minister Lasantha Lagiyavanna said that instructions have not been given for any gas price increase. There will not be any shortage. He also said that the Litra company has introduced a new 18-litre gas cylinder for 1,395 rupees. This is in addition to the existing 12.5 kilogram cylinder. In a gas cylinder, 50% of propane and 50% of butane is included. The State Minister said that they are hoping to conduct talks with the litter company regarding the new introduction and to enlighten the public on any revisions.
Minister of Mass Media Dr. Kehelia Rambukwala says that during the era of the government of good governance, the law was implemented from temple trees, but today it is being directed in the correct manner. He was expressing views to media in Kandy today. Minister Dr. Kehelia Rambukwala said that opinions have been expressed since several months ago that Rishad Badiuddin should have been arrested. Prior to the arrest, the government has completely made independence the judicial process relating to law and order. All responsible decisions are being taken by the Attorney General's Department, the police, the CID, the lawmakers and the Parliament. The Executive President and the Legislature issues orders to arrest a suspect after careful deliberation. Now, Sri Lanka's first ever fabric park will commence operations this year in Eravur in Batticaloa, fulfilling one of the most urgent needs of the local apparel sector. Now, this dedicated textile manufacturing zone in the eastern province will ensure the availability of raw material readily to increase the capacity to utilize the preferential facilities and to improve competitiveness of the garment sector. Cabinet approval has been granted for this establishment of the fabric park and the project has already been gazetted. The project will be declared as a strategic development project under the Board of Investment of Sri Lanka. The government has allocated 5 billion rupees to assist with the establishment of the infrastructure needed for the zone. A 262-acre land has been identified for the fabric park. While internal infrastructure handled by the Board of Investment of Sri Lanka include power, water, roads and environmental approval, the external development will be carried out by the Ministry of Industry. About 10 large-scale factories are expected to be set up at the Eravur Park, which will create more than 3,000 direct job opportunities. This fully fledged fabric park will be the 16th export processing zone under the Board of Investment of Sri Lanka.
This industry has come a long way from the inception. And as of today, we are doing about 50%, 55% value addition. But as a country, it is important that increase our value addition, right? So that we have control our own resources. So in that context, it's important fabric manufacturing comes more internal within Sri Lanka.
In terms of fabric and accessory manufacturers, I think there is enough opportunity for investors to come in as the Sri Lankan apparel industry can grow further. With that, they have within the country supply chain requirement. Therefore, there is enough room for each of fabric and accessory suppliers to expand their business from current level to a different level.
In 2020, with the outbreak of COVID-19, something that the industry in Sri Lanka identified was the need for a backward integration, and they responded well and responded very quickly with setting up of their park, and the BOI is actually moving matters very quickly in terms of executing the park and bringing in investors on board. And of course, it'll certainly give rise to jobs for people in the area, which is also a certain plus point by the introduction of the park.
We are here today to see this our new zone development in Eravur. This is going to be our 16th export processing zone, and then next one will be started in Ambanthore, the southern part of the country. So this is in the eastern. The purpose of this one is to actually go for this fabric manufacturing, because we are manufacturing very less volume as per the requirement that we need for the country. But once we set up this zone, so then we will be in a position to get at least double of the quantity that we are producing right now.
Now, retired Major General Palitha Fernando has been re-elected as President of the Sri Lanka Athletics Association. The election of the Board of Officials of the association took place at the Sports Ministry today. A poll was conducted for the election of officials to the posts of President, Secretary, Treasurer and Vice President of the association. Retired Major General Palitha Fernando has been re-elected uncontested to the post. Prema Pinnavala was also elected unanimously to the post of Secretary. A voting was conducted only for 7 vice presidential posts. After a keenly contested tussle, Director General of the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, Ajit Naragala, was elected as Senior Vice President of the association with 76 votes. The other elected vice presidents were Lal Chandrakumara, Jagat Jnanasiri, Chandaneka Naika, GLS Pereira, Prasanna Indika and former athlete Damayanti Darsha.
3 more Sri Lankan records have been established at the Asian Weightlifting Tournament. All the records have been created by Chaturika Veerasinghe in the 81 kg weight class. The tournament is being conducted in Uzbekistan. Chaturika Veerasinghe has been able to lift 86 kilograms under the snatch system. This was a Sri Lankan record. She has established another Sri Lankan record by lifting 106 kilograms under the clean and jerk method. Chaturika was able to lift an overall weight of 192 kilograms in today's competition. This was another Sri Lankan record. However, Chaturika Veerasinghe was unable to receive an Asian medal. That's all the news for today. Join us again at the same time tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.